Welcome back to some more Halo 2 Legendary Deathless. Today, we're going to be doing the level Quarantine Zone. So it starts off with me getting in a ghost immediately, and I'm going to be in this ghost for a long time. This mission, if it goes correctly, if the route works out the way you want it to, you pretty much don't have to get out of the ghost at all. There should be no combat whatsoever on this mission, which is what makes it my least favorite mission. And what just happened there is a pelican flies over with Johnson and a tank in the back. And for some reason, Johnson can just shoot the tank super rapid fire. And here I can do a fun little spawn skip by going on this mountain here and boosting over the ravine there. And there I just skipped a bunch of enemies and just made my route 50 times more safe by jumping over that ravine, which looks risky, but it's really not once you get the muscle memory down. And as long as Johnson in his rapid fire Scorpion tank doesn't take you out, then it's all good. And now here, coming up in this next section here, I actually used my ghost to get past the section where the developers intended for you to get out of your vehicle, but you can just kind of slip through it with the ghost. And there I tried to skip a spawn, but I did not skip the spawn. As you can see, there are enemies spawn in this section, which is very dangerous. There's a rocket launcher flood and an enforcer that will kill you instantaneously. But as long as you're fast, you can just slip by them and they won't hurt you. And here's another section in that cave that you can skip the spawns in this section as well. If you go fast enough through the cave and get lucky, then you skip these spawns entirely. But I did not get lucky, but I decided to just continue forward, just push forward and go as fast as I can. Usually in Halo, the faster you go, the safer it is. And now some warthogs are going to spawn here, and so I just go invisible and sneak past them. If you didn't know, in Halo 2, if you go invisible while you're in a vehicle, then the enemies still can't see you. They just think it's like a ghost driving itself, I guess, and don't think it's an enemy. And now in this next section here, it's very dangerous because there's a bunch of flood and turrets and a bunch of ghosts and the wraith and stuff. But you can pretty easily sneak past them by going invisible and just going through the door as quickly as possible. And I just flew through that entire first half of the mission. To be honest with you guys, that is a little different than my Deathless route that I would take in a marathon run. And here I'm killing my enemies because they can change the way that some enemies are going to behave. Having teammates around changes the behavior of the enemies. And I need the enemies to do a certain thing here for the end of the level. And this part here is the main reason why this is my least favorite mission in the entire game. I think I said in my Oracle video that the Oracle was my least favorite mission, but that is definitely not the case. My least favorite mission in hindsight now that I've played the game a little bit more, is definitely Quarantine Zone. I said that I didn't like the Oracle because there's too much waiting, but at least on the Oracle, there's fun combat to do. And honestly, Quarantine Zone has even more waiting than any other mission in the entire game. In fact, while we're here on this gondola, I forgot to mention I parkoured up onto that section that you saw a few seconds ago. And right now I'm inside of the gondola. It's a weird glitch on this section that the developers overlooked. And since you're inside the gondola, you can see the enemies, but they can't see you. Yeah, so all these flood here are just standing around. They're very confused as to where I am. And I'm just going to stay up here and just be completely invincible to the enemies. because on this gondola ride here, it's like 3 or 4 minutes of just pure waiting. There's no way, at least that I know of, there's no way to skip this section. There's no way to speed it up. There's no skill involved whatsoever. There's no combat, nothing. Killing the enemies does nothing. The only thing to progress the mission in this section is to just wait. And it's like 3 or 4 minutes of a gondola ride that you're just waiting. And so that right there is the main reason why I dislike this mission the most, at least from an individual level perspective. In a marathon run, this mission actually isn't too bad because it gives you an opportunity to go grab a drink, go to the bathroom, just take a break, just take a breather while you're sitting here on this 3-minute gondola ride. So on a marathon run, it really isn't too bad. In fact, you kind of are looking forward to this section. But the first half of this mission is also not great because it's just so dangerous. This is one of the most dangerous missions in the game. It's very RNG dependent, like just depending on where the flood spawn and if the flood aggro on you or not. Like there are multiple rocket launcher flood that if they just happen to spot you, then they just lock on with their missiles and there's no outrunning the rockets. You are just dead. As soon as the flood spots you and wants you to die, you will die. And that makes it really tough. And so I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit, but that is the reason why my Deathless route kind of differs a little bit from the route that you're seeing here. This is more of a speed run route than what I would do in a marathon run. Because it just depends on the situation. Like if the situation gets too sketchy, like I'm moving through it too slow, or like it's just too dangerous, then I will get out of the ghost and kill the main threats, like the rocket launcher flood that I mentioned. And there are safe ways to do that, which I'm not able to showcase here, but I do it, on stream all the time. If you do want to see it, feel free to hop into the Twitch when I am able to stream and ask me about Quarantine Zone. And now here I'm going to do a little bit of a sword fly. It looks like I didn't save much time at all with this sword fly. It took me way too many attempts for it to really save much time. But you can save a little bit of time, and you also don't have to deal with sneaking past the flood if you just do a sword fly here and go straight to the end of the mission. So that is Quarantine Zone. That's the end of the mission. A nice short one. Although Quarantine Zone can take forever if you get unlucky and the situation just is too dangerous. Like if you have to get out of your ghost to kill enemies, that can sometimes take like a minute or two or even more if you get unlucky. So there is Quarantine Zone. Got that one out of the way. And the next mission coming up, Gravemind, is one of the most fun, but also the most frustrating and scary missions in the entire run. I am looking forward to showcasing that one. Well, that one's going to be coming soon. Keep an eye out for it. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Peace.